Okay, let's get started. It's 8:31. I call to order the April 18th, 2023 meeting of the Las Virgenes-Malibu COG Governing Board. Will the Executive Director please call the roll?
Paul Grisanti,
Here.
Kelly Honig,
Here.
Jeremy Wolf,
Here.
Alicia Weintraub,
Here.
President Gold.
Here. Approval of the agenda, item number 2. Does anyone have any changes to the agenda? Okay, I don't see any hands up. Then do I have a motion to approve the, or can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you,
I'll
Paul.
second.
Thank you, Alicia. Terry, can you please call the roll?
Paul Grisanti,
Yes.
Kelly Honig,
Yes.
Jeremy Wolf,
Yes.
Alicia Weintraub,
Yes.
President Gold.
Yes,
Motion carries unanimously.
thank you. Public comment. Are there any members of the public who would like to address the governing board? I don't see any hands up. Okay. Terry, have you received any public comments electronically?
I have not.
Okay, since we don't have any public comment, we'll go to item number 4, consent calendar. The items on the consent calendar will be approved in one motion unless removed for separate discussion or action. Would anyone like to remove an item from the consent calendar? No, okay. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Thank you.
I will second.
Thank you, Jeremy. Will the executive director call the roll?
Paul Grisanti,
Yes.
Kelly Honig,
Yes.
Jeremy Wolf,
Yes.
Alicia Weintraub,
Yes.
President Gold.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously.
Wonderful. Item number 5, information items. I'd like to ask Terry, our executive director, to give his report.
Yes, I'm pleased to report that the COG's hazard mitigation plan request for proposal was sent out to 5 disaster mitigation consulting firms. One that has done work in Malibu on hazard mitigation issues, one that prepared the original hazard mitigation plan and subsequent updates, and 3 other consultants that expressed interest. The proposals are due on the 21st of April. I have already received 1 proposal, but I have not looked at it yet. I'll wait, and once we have all the proposals in, then I'll be working with a subcommittee of the city's hazard mitigation plan working group to review those. And then we'll be making a recommendation to the TAC at the May 3rd meeting, and then it'll come back to the governing board next month on May 16th. And to award the contract, that would allow about 15 months to prepare the hazard mitigation plan and obtain the approval from Cal OES and FEMA. The COG's Highway Working Group met last week to discuss current projects and future fundings for ongoing projects. The 10th year allocation of $13.5 million was discussed, along with the second phase of the COG's regional fiber network, along with full allocation funding for Malibu, of course. The COG's Highway Working Group will be meeting again next month to go over audit issues that Metro raised, not with our COG, but just to give you a little bit of background. Sorry for my dog barking. To give you a little bit of background, once a Measure R or Measure M project is completed, within a year or so after that, Metro does what's called an audit, and they go in and they audit the invoices and the expenditures and so forth to make sure that everything's in accordance with the original scope of work and what was approved in the funding agreement. And if there's anything different, then they could ask for that money to be returned to Metro. And all of our highway working group members indicated that they would be interested in hearing from Metro's audit group. So we will be having that presentation. And then as normal with our Measure M projects, it'll go to the TAC and then come to the governing board for final approval in September. But I'll, of course, continue to keep the TAC and the governing board updated in the meantime.
Oh.
The regional smart cities fiber network, it's the COGS project. Metro approved the 300,000 for the broadband design. I expect to have the RFP sent out this week. And hopefully we can get those reviewed and get that back to the governing board at the June COG meeting, depending on who we select to prepare the design. It could take 3 to 6 months. Once we have the design engineering, we can go back to Metro for the approval of the remaining funds. California, I have a meeting with California Consulting, or I had a meeting with California Consulting, and we'll be going over that in more detail with, I need to put together a group of individuals from the COG that can work on that with me. So that'll be coming on board. And then let's see, I participated in the Westlake Village City Council Administration Committee meeting with Mayor Pearl and Mayor Pro Tem Ned Davis, City Manager and Deputy City Manager, to discuss the proposal for the governing board to vote without seeking city approval first. And they're going to schedule that for a meeting. And then, as was reported last month, we do have the funds in place for Malibu's 3 beds that are reserved with the people concerned, and that seems to be going well. So that concludes my report. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer questions.
No questions. Thank you so much, Derry. I just have a comment. I'm really excited about that Westlake meeting, and thank you all for taking that meeting. I really, really appreciate it. So we're on to our item 5B, Tree People Native Garden Kit Program. I'd like to introduce Eric Wilson, Native Garden Kit Program Manager, who will make the presentation. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you. I appreciate the time. If I'm able to share a screen. If not, I can kind of just speak about the program. Terry, I'm not sure what the capabilities are there.
Terry's in charge, I think. He's our facilitator, so.
What do you need, Eric? I'm sorry.
Is it possible to share a screen for the presentation? Otherwise, I can just speak.
Yeah, hold on one second.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Whoops, not that one. Just 1 second.
Of course.
Okay, you should be able to put it up.
It's saying disabled, but I can just speak about it if it's.
Hold on. Try that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, so I'm going to keep this brief. The Native Garden Kit program is a new program being offered, slideshow, sorry, by Tree People, which is a now 50-year-old nonprofit. We are headquartered in Studio City, Beverly Hills, but the location for this program is in Calabasas, so kind of particular to this area and this Council of Governments. So just real quick, the mission of Tree People, our goal is to inspire, engage, and support people to take personal responsibility for their urban environment. And so this program really comes under the auspices of that idea of people removing their lawn and converting it into a native garden. I'll talk about how our program is aimed to help people do that. So our native garden kits is this approach that we're taking. We have designed a accessible, affordable, kind of hassle-free approach where people can purchase these kits and it comes with a set of instructions on how to convert their lawns from kind of the water intensive non-native platforms into native gardens. So we have two options right now that we're offering: a full sun variety and a partial sun. And then in the fall, we are planning to offer 1 to 2 additional. A pollinator has been one that's a lot of people have been excited about. I'll kind of talk about what's in the kit real quickly. So here's kind of a sample image here. We have 10 1-gallon native plants that are pre-designed for a 100 square foot, 10 by 10, but could be any shape, garden space. And we're trying to really get people to dip their toe into the native garden without overwhelming people. In addition, we're providing a plant by number site map, and I'll show you the 2 varieties in a moment. And then this installation guide. Tree People has been at work for a long time helping people to think about not just trees, but planting native species. So we have a lot of resources that we've developed over the years. So here are our 2 site maps. So we're providing these to customers or people that purchase these kits to help them visualize what the kits would look like. And the colors are pretty close to the flower palettes when fully flowering. So we have, again, on the left, this partial sun, and then on the right, this full sun map. And we have, the intention is an anchor plant, which is where you have that larger golden currant on the left and the Cleveland sage on the right, to kind of create that focal point, but really trying to make it aesthetically appealing as possible is really our goal at the end of the day. So just real quickly, some of the pieces. Reason we're supporting or promoting this is to try and reduce water consumption. We had a wonderful rain in the fall, but we still use a lot of water, obviously, in our residential landscapes, up to 70%. Once established, California natives don't require additional watering unless there's a drought during the winter months. They're tended to be summer water independent, essentially, once they're established. They support the pollinators that are so important to our food source, and obviously with agriculture being such an important part of our economy, it is a wonderful way to support that as well. The hummingbirds and monarchs, really a lot of people have expressed interest in this idea of a pollinator kit, so we're looking forward to that in the fall. And then just this idea that wildlife has already evolved in conjunction with these plants, so it's not invasive or non-native species. And then this idea of being able to forego fertilizer. Their requirements are quite minimal in terms of feeding native plants. Really, it's just the mulch that will break down over time. So a lot of these plants evolved in our Mediterranean climate, and they don't require these additional inputs. And additionally, they require minimal maintenance, and it's really just deadheading and kind of pruning piece. Just a couple of our partners: Las Virgenes Municipal Water District. For those that knew Dave Roberts, who unfortunately passed last year, he was really the person that was pushing this on the water district side. We have funding from Arla, and then we're partnering with Dashboard Earth, which is an app to help people learn about and care for their plants and just the LA environment in general. Hopefully I kept close to that 5 minutes. Thank you for everyone's time. If you have questions, you can always reach out to me via email, just nativegarden@treepeople.org. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll stop us there.
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yes, Eric, how can people order these, and how do they pick them up, and how can they share with their cities and community members that they have this option?
Excellent. Right now, we're offering them for sale through treepeople.org. You can go to the website. We have a little shop link. We're actually offering them at discount right now for Earth Day. The original price, we reduced it down to $100 to try and make it even more affordable. And we definitely encourage people to take pictures and share. The Dashboard Earth app is a great way for people to connect with other native plant enthusiasts, but also we are encouraging people really with their neighbors. I think getting that conversation started, what is that? Tell me a little bit about what you did in your front yard. I replaced mine. I live adjacent to you in the Westlake, the Thousand Oaks side of Westlake, and replaced my lawn last fall. And it's a conversation starter, especially everything is in bloom right now in my yard. It's really about getting that conversation going. So they can go over from the website and just getting that piece about if it's in the front yard, people learning what the native gardens look like. I think there's a little bit of converting people's ideas about them.
Paul? Can you please unmute yourself?
So sorry. I'm very interested in the pollinators package. How soon will that be available?
Great question. So we're looking to, our grant funding has a spring and a fall delivery period. And I think Melina also asked about, right now we are having the plants picked up from our location, which is at the corner of Old Topanga and Mulholland in Calabasas. We may have more locations, but particular to this group, probably more central. The fall distribution is looking probably it's going to be end of October, early November. That's the ideal time to plant. The spring one, it was dictated by that grant. So normally we'd really encourage people to plant October, November. We were so fortunate, obviously, this year with all that wonderful rain. I didn't water mine garden other than the rain for the, I think 1 or 2 weeks. I watered by hand. And that will be finalized, the kit soon. We are actually looking to do a pre-sale, probably July, where people can purchase it ahead of time and reserve it. And I can send out information to Terry, who can disperse it if that's kind of the best method to make it available to people.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Any more questions? Kelly?
It's just a comment. Thank you, Eric. This is just such a great idea for people who, you know, like don't know a lot about plants like me, because it's a kit. Perfect. Thank you for making the presentation. I will pass this information to our council and our community because I think it's wonderful. I'm a longtime supporter of tree people, purchased many trees. It's a great organization. So thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Eric. If you don't have any questions, I just have a comment. Thank you again for your presentation. I'm also a big fan of tree people. And please send all information to Terry so he can distribute it to us and we can forward it to our, constituents. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we're on to item number 6, which is public safety legislative and agency partner updates. Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, Captain C2, do you have anything to report?
Hi, good morning, everybody. Just a few things. This is going to be a busy month for us. We have a safety symposium at Agoura Hills this Thursday from 6 to 8, and I'm sure this is going to be on a lot of our constituents' minds, being that we had a bank robbery in Agoura Hills yesterday. We've had 2 burglaries at the Commons the last 2 weeks. We had another incident in Agoura Hills, and is the community, this is on the top of their mind, is public safety. So we hope that everyone will come out, not just the people from Agoura Hills, but really our surrounding cities as well. So again, that is Thursday from 6 to 8 at the Agoura Rec Center. We have also be doing the Calabasas Chamber on Thursday morning. We will be talking about, it'll be a 20 to 30 minute presentation about a public-private partnership in law enforcement and how really law enforcement can work with the public in order to ensure that we protect our communities. So again, that'll be on Thursday, Calabasas Chamber. We have a Malibu ribbon cutting at the Malibu Santa Monica College. That'll be on Saturday, this Saturday. Sheriff Luna will be there, as well as our new commander, Mark Reyes. He is the new North Patrol commander, and he is part of our, oversees our station. On May 13th, we will have one of my favorite events that we do is the station open house, where it's really opening up our doors to the community, allowing the community to come in and tour, get to know all of us. We will have, it'll be fun for the whole family. We'll have food trucks, we'll have magician, people can, kids can learn how to fingerprint. So we'll have SWAT there, our Aero Bureau. So really it's fun for the whole family. Please come on out for that. And we have Coffee with a Cop in Westlake Village on May 16th. And then contract cities thereafter. And I hope I will see many of you there at contract cities. Any questions for Malibu Lost Hills?
No? Thank you so much, Captain Situ. I do have a question. Do you see an uptick in crime in our area?
So it's nothing like we're seeing across the nation. Some months are a little higher, but it's like small little percentages. I think on your city report, I mean, definitely for Hidden Hills, now that you guys have the security cameras completely around the community, your crime is like, I mean, it's like next to nothing now. We've had a couple spikes here and there, and I think most of it is a lot of noteworthy incidents. Everybody's familiar with what happened at the Ralph's parking lot in Agoura Hills with the woman trying to take another woman's purse, ended up taking the car. Community got involved. So we had that. We had the bank robbery yesterday, and so we've had like some large incidents that we're not.
Agoura's ready to take a break from that, I think, from being in the news for that reason.
Yeah, I want our whole community to take a break from this for a long time. So we've had like some upticks, but you know, sometimes the months are lower, so it's we're kind of right in there. I think this month, year to date, I think we're around 6.4% for the entire region. We're up compared to last year, but we're lower compared to, I think it's 2019, we're lower. So I apologize, I don't have it in front of me, but again, we're right in there. We're right in the ballpark. We're not seeing nearly the crime that the entire nation's seeing, the uptick. So I hope that kind of answers your question, Eniko.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Captain C.
Thank you.
On to our next agency, Los Angeles Fire Department, Chief Smith, or Megan, who I'm not sure. Do you have anything?
I'm not here this morning, but I'm here, so I can give a report quickly. We also have a bunch of events coming up, so my report's going to be very similar to Captain C2's. We will be there this Thursday at the Safety Symposium at Agoura Hills to give a kind of companion presentation to what they're going to be speaking about. We'll be focusing on emergency preparedness, ready, set, go, and the new emergency evacuation zones. Tonight, we have a graduation for our CERT training that's been taking place in Calabasas. We're expecting about 20 graduates. That'll be at Founders Hall at 6 p.m. And then we are going to be beginning a class in Agoura Hills for Agoura Hills and Westlake Village in July, on July 11th. So that's our next CERT class in the region. We will also be having a fire service / public safety day on May 13th, which will be held at Fire Station 89. That's our annual event. So maybe if you guys come out, then you can hit sheriffs and then our event as well. So those will both be taking place on the 13th of May. Then we'll be in attendance at contract cities. And then our defensible space inspections are going to be beginning on May 1st on the inland side, and then on June 1st in Malibu. So that's what we have coming up soon. And if anybody has any questions for me, I can try to assist.
Thank you so much, Megan. Any questions? No? Okay, thank you so much. We look forward to all these events. Thank you. League of Cities, Jeff, do you have anything to report?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Jeff Kiernan with the League of California Cities. I just put some things in the chat for you all. The first link is to a packet of information that we distributed to our city officials and to legislative offices last week. As you may know, we had our City Leaders Summit Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday in Sacramento last week with over 350 city leaders from all across the state at the Capitol working on legislative meetings. That first link has information on our homelessness survey. We've surveyed our membership and got information about just how much cities are trying to work on the problem of homelessness. 79% of cities have used general fund dollars since 2018 in order to provide these services. And part of our big thrust for last week was asking the state to find a permanent place in the state budget for $3 billion and that can help to sustain these services and to provide affordable housing in future years. The governor has continued, has spent a lot of money on this state funds, but it's always been one-time funding, and that's very difficult to rely on for the cities that want to do some of these larger projects, which may have a larger impact. So I've got some of that information out there. You know, the housing survey is some great information. Hopefully you can put that to use in speaking with your legislators. Also included in that packet, we are taking a hard look at public safety. AB 1708 by Assemblymember Merit Suchi is up in Assembly Public Safety Committee this morning. That bill would try to put on the 2024 ballot another look at Proposition 47 that would crack down on repeat offenders. Unfortunately, the chair of that committee is not too excited about that bill, and we don't anticipate that it will get out. But we are certainly providing testimony in that committee this morning. Also on the public safety side, you know, we are in support of AB 367 by Assemblymember Manshine. There's a few fentanyl bills that the Cal Cities has been supportive of. We're getting the information from the chair of the Assembly Public Safety Committee that he doesn't intend to look at any of these bills this year. He wants to wait until September to have an informational hearing to try to gather some more information. And this is when, you know, we're seeing, I believe the statistics where we had 6,000 deaths last year nationwide due to fentanyl. So this is something that, you know, people are dying, and we really need these resources now. So we are still in support of those bills. We're trying to make the message known that we really can't wait to try to take some action on this scourge that's cutting across the country. I also do want to quickly mention, it's in your packet, but the LA County Division did send a letter to the supervisors on the decarceration proposal. I know we're also trying to get some time with Supervisor Lindsay Horvath to speak with our board next week. So we're still trying to work that out, but lots of things going on. Obviously, the big thrust for us last week was this homelessness and housing $3 billion funding. We're really trying to get that set up. The budget negotiations as we end April and get into May, into the high point of the May revise, it's certainly something we're going to be focusing on. But I'm happy to take any questions if you have them.
Jeff, who's the chair of the Public Safety Committee?
Assemblymember Reggie Jones Sawyer, here in the LA area.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Jeff. If there are no more questions, then let's move.
We have 19 cities in our district, and we've received proposals from the majority of them at this point. But definitely please send them my way if you have them, so we can make sure to consider them. We're running up on a deadline pretty soon to submit those to the Budget Committee. The only other thing I want to highlight that you may be interested in sharing with your constituents is that, and we'll be doing our own publicity on this later in the week as well, but on Wednesday, May 3rd, we're going to be hosting an emergency preparedness virtual town hall in partnership with Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara. And we'll also have representatives from FEMA, CAL FIRE, and the California Earthquake Authority on there as well. And there will be an opportunity for folks to directly ask questions and get those questions answered. So I will go ahead and put the link to that in the chat. I'll also email it to Terry and everyone in our district who registered with an email address should be getting an e-blast from us shortly with information on how they can register as well. So that's all I have. Happy to answer any questions if anyone has them.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Davis? No. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all the information. Are there any agency partners that would like to
Sure. I would love to give a quick update. As you all know, Jackie's going to be up north for Monday through Thursday, right on through midsummer. So we're working with Fridays here, but we're taking full advantage of them. We did go on a wonderful tour of the Wildlife Bridge, where it is, what is happening, the layout plan from everything moving forward. That was great. Thank you to the city of Agoura for helping us with that. We also held a homeowners group meeting. I'm sure you have all in your offices heard about the fire insurance and the FAIR plan, how nobody's writing insurance anymore for condo owners. Excuse me. So they were not many of these homeowner associations could not get fire coverage, and what they were getting was 100-fold from what they had been paying. We did send a request, and it was made about moving the limits up to $20 million. So that was one good thing, but it's not enough in many areas. So we held a session with the insurance commissioners folks and the assembly member, and it was more of a listening session, but also they got valuable information on how to individually, not individual homeowners, but individual associations, how to reach out to the insurance agency and get one-on-one help with them. There's still a long road to hoe. We have to work with insurance companies about writing policy again. And it also is hitting, as you probably have heard, individual homeowners. So we're going to be working on that. Bills are moving through the system, in and out of houses, stuck in committees. So we'll give you more on that as we move forward, and usually at the end of session or even in the summer, if you'd like Jackie to come and speak with you herself, that can easily be arranged. We are doing our sidewalk sessions and going to cities within our district. Agoura's is going to be on July 22nd, and it will be kind of reverse, same thing that we did with the Wildlife Bridge. I will send you all the schedule of when we're going to be in the certain cities, but we'll be at coffee shops, we'll be at bars, we will do special tours, we will be doing hikes. So I will send that out to you. Malibu, we're going to do 624, and we're currently looking for a location. We might just park ourselves in the parking lot of City Hall, but as I said, I will update you on that. And that's all for now, unless anyone has questions or, oh, one more quick thing. I'd sent out to the city managers about Jackie's .gov bill. And thank you for all who responded. If anyone else would like to send me thoughts on that, we are looking for your questions, your answers. Now I'm done.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Do we have any questions for Nancy? No.
I have a question.
Alicia, go ahead.
Nancy, thanks for all the information. The public meeting regarding the fire insurance,
Mm-hmm.
Did that information go to the cities as well?
No, it wasn't actually a public meeting. It was for homeowner associations, and we reached out to the presidents of homeowner associations. It wasn't open to the community at large.
Do you know if there was any representation from Calabasas homeowners associations?
I believe there was. There was over 35 different
Okay.
associations there. Would you like me to send you who was there?
Yeah, that would be great because we get so many in your office. We get, sorry, my dog also. We get so many concerns on that topic. It would be great in the future. Like our city has so many HOAs, and sometimes the president's list changes from year to year. That
Yeah.
if you let us know that a meeting like that will happen, so we can help make sure there's the best attendance through our HOAs as well. We'd love to help.
That would be great. And I will send all of you the information that the insurance agency sent out with the number of who to reach out to and some other individual solves for problems.
Thank you. And any meetings your office is having in our community or for our residents, just if we can get notices of that, that would be amazing.
Happy to.
Thanks, Nancy.
Mhm.
Thank you, Nancy, and thank you for sending it to all of us. I think we would be all interested in reading about that. Kelly? Oh, no question?
No, I was just waving goodbye to Nancy. That's all.
Okay.
Maybe trying to be friendly.
I'm staying.
Like to see Nancy, so okay. Sorry.
Thank you so much, and thank you for all the work Jackie's doing for our region, because it is a big issue that we can't get fire insurance, not just HOAs, but individuals as well, and not just condos, but homeowners, as you know, who own individual homes. So it's a big issue in our region. I'd like to ask if there's anybody else who'd like to speak from our agency partners. Hi, Bari, welcome.
Hi, good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all. I'm here on behalf of Supervisor Lindsay Horvath. I wanted to just share a couple quick things and then introduce one of our newest staff members as well, who's also on the call. I'll start by just saying the supervisor had the pleasure of meeting with all of the mayors throughout our district during the last 2 months. She met with each mayor and all of the mayors in our district on this call, and we really appreciated the opportunity to sit down and talk. One of the big issues we talked about was housing and homelessness, among many other things, funding for sheriff's department, lots of other things. And it culminated with a meeting 2 weeks ago, or maybe 1 week ago now, a week or so ago, at Mayor Bass's house with all of the mayors, and mostly centered on housing and homelessness and addressing it in a really systemic way. So that conversation will continue, but we wanted to thank you all for your participation and for taking the time to sit down with us and in our office and to continue and digging in this conversation. I also wanted to take a moment to address another issue that Jeff brought up, but I know it's on the top of minds for lots of people on this call. We've heard from Terry and from Alicia and from many others. The incarceration issue that came up a few weeks ago. Supervisor Hilda Solis brought forward a motion a few weeks ago to depopulate our jails, and that motion has since been taken off of the table in favor of doing much more and deeper community stakeholder engagement. So our office is going to be working on that piece, but as of the end of the day yesterday, the latest information that we have is that we don't know if and when it will be coming back. And I will say if it will be coming back at all, or what, I guess how, in its same form. If it comes back at all, it might be in its different form, and we're going to be including and taking into account all of our stakeholders' opinions and engaging people in a deeper way. So I wanted to provide a little bit of reassurance on that front for you all and let you know that our door is open for deeper conversation on this, and the issue has been tabled for the moment on this. And I wanted to also take a moment to introduce Sophia Sudani, who is on this call right now. She is our newest field deputy here in our Calabasas office, and we're so excited to have her and to have her have the opportunity to meet you all. And I'm actually going to give her a moment if she wants to share anything and just introduce herself as well.
Thank you so much, Barry. Hi, everybody. I'm Sophia Sudani. I'm the new field deputy for Supervisor Horvath, located in the Calabasas office, so not too far away from all of you. So much for the warm welcome from the community. I've got the pleasure to connect with a few of you, and it's been great. Previously, I've been over on the city side from LA, and then over past that on the state side. So not new public service, but really excited to be a part of the group and to work with all of you. So I'll put my contact information in the chat, but feel free to reach out.
Thank you, Sophia. And I just wanted to add two other quick things. We've had the pleasure to spend a little bit of time in Agoura Hills recently. I visited the bookseller last week in Agoura Hills, and we have time on the supervisor's calendar in a few weeks that she will be also visiting the wildlife crossing. So we're really looking forward to that as well, and happy to be working with you all. Any questions? Happy to take any questions.
Alicia.
So I'm I just want to tell you, as frustrated, very frustrated as I think a lot of us were to see the situation be reported in the media and, coming to the agenda before we were able to weigh in. I appreciate your communication on this matter. So thank you to you. I think, yeah, that says a lot. So I just wanted to let everyone know. And I owe you a call back. Things have been so crazy, but I do
No
appreciate
problem.
that. So
Of course.
yeah, I appreciate you listening to how frustrated we all were and how surprised we all were.
Of course.
Thank you, Barry. Welcome, Sophia. Do we have any questions, any more questions or comments? If not, thank you. Thank you for the update. And we're moving on to item number 7A, which is an action item. Letter of opposition to Los Angeles County Board Supervisors' motion to depopulate and decarcerate the Los Angeles County Jail. Terry, will you give the report?
Do you want, based on Barry's comments, how much information do you want me to provide as far as, well, the issue that was before us that Barry mentioned, the COG, I prepared a draft letter and a background report on for the COG to present opposition to the decarceration. But, in light of Barry's comments about it being tabled, we might want to table this or at least continue it until there's more information from the supervisor.
Sounds good to me, if the board agrees. Are we all on board with that? Just tabling this item until we learn more? And I really appreciate the supervisor taking input and listening to, the district in our region.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Oh, no, I'm in agreement for tabling it, but I just want to make sure that before anything goes forward, that we're able to communicate our concerns.
Absolutely.
I agree with Alicia. I'm fine with tabling it, but not letting it go because, at some point, this issue is going to be addressed again. So we need to have a voice in that. Thank you.
Paul?
Would it be appropriate for each of us to go back to our cities and get our other electeds on board with whatever way we're going to go with this if this does come back?
Yes, that would be appropriate. And I assume Agoura Hills would do the same thing. If Jeremy's still with us?
Thank you.
Yes, I am. That would be great if we could do that. Thank you.
Westlake is on board.
Okay, sounds great. So we are tabling the item for now. And then Malibu and Agoura Hills will discuss the letter with their own counsel. And then let's go to item number B, letter of opposition to involuntarily rotating deputies to other stations every 5 years. Are there any questions or comments about this letter? It's still in the sphere of public safety, it's just, different.
We also sent a letter from our city on this issue to the supervisor.
Westlake agrees with sending the letter and we are, sorry, I'm not speaking very well today. I'm really not happy about this proposed plan. I was told years ago that it is difficult to actually get qualified deputies to our station because so many of the sworn officers at a higher level do not live out here. And I was surprised to hear that. I heard that directly from Alex Villanueva. So to me, I keep thinking back on that conversation about how critical it is to actually get people in our station that are, living and are invested in our community. I mean, Captain C2 is a perfect example of that. She lives here. She's lived here for many years. Having them involuntarily rotate out without, every 5 years really, I think, drastically affects our Lost Hill station because we are so far out here. I mean, and then we're just going to keep getting this rotating list of deputies, officers that who knows where they're going to come from. I mean, in other words, as far as community policing is concerned, we love to have people who live and are invested in our community. Not that other officers are not highly qualified to do the job, but this is just really problematic. It is a one-size-fits-all thing, as the letter says. Thank you, Terry. That was a great line. And it just isn't going to work for us. It's just, I'm very much opposed to this. So I am in favor of the letter. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. And I must take credit for that line. That was my line.
Oh, thank you, Eniko. Excellent. Yes, I like that line.
Jeremy?
Hi, yeah, sorry to be difficult. Well, city, this is something I think we all support individually. This is something that we want to bring back to our council. So for this one, I'm gonna be abstaining. But personally, absolutely support it and echo everyone's comments. But we're gonna go back to our council and then hopefully get back to you guys ASAP. So just want to give you that heads up. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. And with that in mind, I don't think we're going to take a vote today on this item, but I'd like to hear from everyone because it's important. We have everyone that needs to hear this online with us. So I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts. Paul?
Alicia was before me.
Oh, Alicia, sorry.
Just that we discussed this at our city council and just the importance of developing these relationships with the law enforcement officers in our community, and that there's no reason for this rotation and the one-size-fits-all approach. So we feel really strongly about this and the negative impacts that it will have on the community and community policing.
Thank you, Alicia. Paul?
On a gut level, I'm very much opposed to this. I do not have a vote of my members on the council to support me on this yet, and I'm going to get one, but I think that we are very, very fond of having people work in our neighborhood who we know. And I think that the whole neighborhood policing thing is a really great idea. And I don't see how the mandatory rotation serves that goal. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. I have a couple comments before we go to Barry. I think with any kind of change, we want to better ourselves, right? I think the commission's intent was to break up the cliques in the police department and gangs and all that. So I understand the purpose of that. But in our region, we have a very special region with our very own fire problems and emergency problems, and to have officers who rotate every 5 years, just not enough time to learn the ins and outs of our region and how to respond to emergencies and not get lost in the mountains and know which road leads where. So you have to have a really good knowledge of geography in our region. You have to have a good knowledge of the community. You have to build relationships. And I think the criticism the police had for the longest time is that there was no trust. And I think trust takes time. And if we don't allow these officers to develop trust and relationships in our communities, then there's something's always going to be missing, a connection and trust. So it's important to have consistency While I understand the intent of the commission, in our region, this approach really doesn't fit, and it would impact us negatively. So Hidden Hills already sent a letter, and I'm very happy to hear that the supervisor will take our input. And as I said, we'll not be taking a vote on this item today, but we'll wait for Malibu and Agoura Hills to go back to their council and discuss this and come back to us. But Barry, if you have any comments.
Yeah, I just want to really thank you for sharing your comments with us, because I think you all know that I live in the area and I understand where you're coming from. I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense. And I don't want to make any promises, but what I want to do, well, first I want to say that we received the letter. I saw the one from Calabasas, and did you say one from Hidden Hills came in?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we have that one too, but I saw them, and I would like the opportunity to at least check on our side and see if maybe we can, in a future meeting, bring one of our public safety deputies to speak as well. And we will absolutely, Sophia and I will absolutely communicate these concerns. But that might be helpful on our end. But I just really want to thank you for sharing your thoughts, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So we will be communicating these thoughts on your behalf.
Thank you so much, Barry. Any other comments? No, maybe I would just say one thing to Malibu and Agoura Hills. If you'd be so kind to try to put this item on your next agenda, if possible, a part of a consent calendar, whatever way you think will be best, I would so appreciate it. So we could have this, move forward. I
reached out to our city manager.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. Thank you. And I, again, value our unity. Thank you both. And if we have no other comments, then let's move on to item number 8, general comments and requests for future agenda items. No comments. I like to check in informally with our city managers, see if they have any happy news to share, something they're proud of that happened in their city. Nothing. Carrie, you're smiling.
You might, I think that Steve might have something that he might want to comment on.
Oh, Steve, yes. Steve, I see your hand up. Yeah.
Thank you, Chair Gold. I'll be brief. I promise I'll only share happy news. As Captain C2 mentioned, there is going to be a ribbon cutting for the new Santa Monica College campus in Malibu. That's going to be this Saturday, and there'll also be an open house as well as part of that. Also wanted to note and first really a thank you to Assembly Member Irwin and her staff for their support. They have brought forward a bill, AB 1500, which would extend the exemptions for homes that were damaged in the Woolsey fire. This would extend their base year property tax exemption by an additional 3 years. So I know that went to the Tax and Rev Committee yesterday. So I just wanted to make everybody aware of that. And again, thank the Assembly member and their staff for their support on bringing forward that bill. It's AB 1500, and I'm happy to send any further information on anybody who is interested. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Steve. Carrie, did you have anything to?
Yeah, I have a couple things. Thanks. Good morning, everybody. First, I want to congratulate the COG and Terry on with the Metro on the fiber project and getting approval to go ahead with design engineering. To let the rest of the cities know, we are in the process of design engineering for a similar, albeit smaller version of this in Hidden Hills. And really excited about the possibilities of a COG region-wide network and what that'll do for Hidden Hills and allowing us to connect and hopefully tap into some additional funds to pay for our network. So thank you to the COG and Terry for all the hard work on that. And then on that matter, after a number of years, we are on the eve of going out to bid our big Metro Measure R, Measure M project, and that's going to be the Long Valley entrance. All of the cities have benefited gratefully with all those funds. You can see it as you drive up and down the region and in Malibu. So we're looking forward to our turn. And so again, thanks to the COG for helping us collect significant dollars, and to Terry for all of his hard work. So big things happening in Little Hidden Hills. You guys can stop making fun of me. We're going to do big stuff soon. So that's all I have.
Thank you so much, Gary. Rob?
Good morning, everybody. Good to see you all. Not sure if it's on the happy news necessarily, but you know, of note, in Westlake Village, we have a study session next week at our April 26th council meeting at 4 o'clock, and it's a really significant housing proposal development that's coming our way. We're just starting the process of review next week, but it's really significant. The developer's looking to maximize the state housing density bonus laws, and you know, fair to say that the community and councils, you know, got some pretty significant concerns about sort of the architecture and scale of the proposal as in its current form. So I think it'd be of interest to everybody to see how that sort of unfolds. It begins next week with a public meeting at 4 o'clock. On a happier note than that, though, we're also celebrating Earth Day and Earth Month, and so we have something every weekend here in Westlake Village. And this coming weekend on Saturday the 22nd, which is Earth Day, we have a Earth Day festival up at our community park. So there's going to be like a sunset yoga and a movie night for kids and families. So everybody's welcome to attend. And I wanted to thank everyone that participated in the Senator Allen luncheon that we had on April 3rd. Thank you for all the participation. Appreciated you coming down to Westlake Village. So there are a few things that I wanted to mention. I just wanted to see if Ray or Kelly had anything else that they wanted to say.
I do. I just wanted to echo Rob and say thank you to all my fellow city people, council members, city managers, to Terry and to Davis, Sam, and Senator Allen for coming to our Ben Allen open house at the lake. It was great. I really enjoyed it. One of the best parts for me was getting to meet some new council members from Malibu, Doug Stewart, and from Hidden Hills. So that was really nice, and introducing people around. It really showed me, which I already knew, that we really have a great region, and it's you know, we all know each other, and that really helps when we're dealing with issues with the county and the state. And Steve, I'd never actually seen Steve in person. He's very tall. So that was really nice. You know, I had never met Steve in person. So it was a great day. Thanks, Rob, and to our staff for setting it up. And thank you again, all of you, for coming. Appreciate it. That's all, right?
Okay, thank you. Louis, do you have anything to add for Agoura Hills?
Hi, good morning. Louis Salai, Deputy City Manager, here on behalf of Nathan, who's up in Washington, D.C. with our Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem. Just like Jeremy referenced, we're looking forward to not being in the news a lot recently, but we do want to report at our last city council meeting, our council approved a home hardening grant program that the city is looking forward to putting out. We're using some of our grant funds we got from the Santa Monica Mountain Conservancy Fire Resiliency Grant. We're going to be offering a one-time $1,000 grants for homeowners who can implement some type of home hardening technology, and we identified what that was in our staff report. But the goal is we're trying to get a lot of the residents to tie into the Resource Conservation District with the Santa Monica Mountains home. It's called the HEZIP. It's a home fire evaluation program where they basically call them, schedule an appointment, and then someone from RCD comes out and does like an evaluation, gives them recommendations on how to home harden their homes. So we decided, let's see if we can provide an incentive to get people to do more of these evaluations by offering a one-time $1,000 grant. So we're getting ready to launch that soon, and we're really excited and hoping we can get a lot of our homeowners on this. That's all we have.
Thank you so much, Louis. If there are no other comments about future agenda items, then I'm going to move on to future meeting dates. And the Technical Advisory Committee will meet on May 3rd at 8:30 a.m. and the Governing Board will meet next on May 16th at 8:30 a.m. So thank you all. If there are no further business, the meeting is adjourned. See you next time.